Let me start this video by saying your friends cannot replace your parents. Say it with me. My friends cannot replace my parents. Okay. Now let's get into it, okay? Oftentimes, the way your trauma shows up in your female relationships comes from that dynamic between you and your father, you and your mother, whoever your caregiver was. Sometimes that unhealed trauma, we are replicating that into our friendships, okay? Now, sometimes people don't realize their friendships are not working because you're bringing that trauma in from that dynamic into the friendship. You are expecting the relationship you never had with your mother, the relationship you never had with your father, or the crumbling of that relationship for your homegirl, your homeboy to show up like that, okay? Now let's talk about how it really shows up, because oftentimes people don't recognize, or they think to themselves, how come it's hard for me to have female relationships? You know why? Because your mama was your bully. Your mama was your first bully. She showed you that female dynamic. She showed you what it's like to be friends with a woman. Even though you are not friends with her, as a mother, she showed you, I cannot trust women. I cannot trust my friendships or people to show up for me because my mama didn't even show up for me. My daddy didn't even show up for me. And when they did, it was toxic, okay? So how can I expect someone else, a friend, to really show up for me? So you start to develop walls that people cannot get past, okay? You develop friendships where there's distance, okay? Do your friends really know you? Or do they know an aspect of you? Because that unhealed trauma from that relationship with your father, your mother, is now in that friendship. And sometimes you are expecting your homegirl, whoever it is, to show up like for you the way your mom has not, okay? Why is she not checking on me? Why is she not calling me? Why wasn't I invited? You see stuff on social media. Oh, okay, so they went to the movies. Where was my invite? Half the time, you wasn't going to show up anyway, but you need that invite to show, to prove that you are good enough, you are worthy enough, that they like you, okay? You cannot expect to replace that parental dynamic with your friends. That puts so much pressure on your friends. Imagine that, to show up as your mama or your daddy. And half of y'all do not realize you are doing that subconsciously. You're not purposely doing it, but that hurt, that stuff that's below the surface that you think you over, you think ain't affecting you, that is why it's hard for you to have female friendships. Because, or even male, I think, let's put relationships in general. We're not gonna put a gender on it, okay? But relationships in general is because you have that unhealed trauma. That stuff you are carrying around with you. Well, the last time I got close to a parent or somebody, they weaponized my vulnerability. They weaponized my mental health against me. So how can I really trust somebody when the last person 10 years ago, 2 years ago, really weaponized what I was going through? And because of that experience, the new person that might come into your life, they ain't even got a chance. They don't have a chance because of what was happening before, okay? So you have to realize, I have to work through that stuff in order to let people in order for me to have connection. Because you might think, I don't need nobody, I don't need connection. You do, because it's showing up in your relationship dynamic, keeping people over there and you are over here, only letting people in a certain amount. What is that really doing for you? Okay, work through the parental trauma of your parents so you can heal. And when that healthy relationship, platonic, romantic, when that person comes into your life, you will really be ready. Because you may not know, but you might have some saboteur behaviors. You might want the relationship, you might want the healthy connection, but are you really ready for it? Or do you need to heal from that mother-daughter, father-son, whatever it is, that dynamic? So you need to make sure you are doing the work, you are healing, you are not taking that excess baggage into healthy relationships, new dynamics. You can trust, you can heal. There are people out there who will not weaponize your stuff against you. But let's work on healing, okay? Now let me know in the comments if this related to you, if you needed this. What are your thoughts? Because we can get into it, and I will see you in the next video.